Hi, welcome back to Brainflow TV, y'all. Listen, this YNW Melly trial thingy is just looking crazy. There's all types of stuff going on right now. Now more than ever before, a lot of people are yelling, "Free YNW Melly." Why? Because the lead prosecutor had been removed from the case by the judge, which is one of the motions that was filed by YNW Melly's lawyers. There are other motions, up to 30 motions that have been filed combined by both sides, right? But YNW Melly's lawyers not only wanted the lead prosecutor gone, they wanted the lead detective gone, which is Moretti, and they also wanted the entire Broward County department that is prosecuting this case gone. They also wanted the whole case to be gone, thrown out of court. And they also filed a motion to have this case never to be able to be tried again. In a small step towards victory for them, they had the lead prosecutor removed. But this might not be such a good idea, after all, for YNW Melly, because you want to go to war with the state, it's going to be some problems. In other words, when you box with the government box back really, really hard. A lot of people who have been in the system before, they can tell you that a lot of the times when a plea deal comes down the line and you don't take the plea deal, if you take it to trial and you blow trial or you lose, then they elbow you really hard. They hit you for everything that they had to do, give up, use in order to get you convicted, and they make you pay dearly. So right now, headlines are saying that 3 prosecutors have taken over YNW Melly's case ahead of a retrial in Broward County. 3 prosecutors. They removed 1 prosecutor. Now they got 3 that took the case over. This is nothing but the state saying, okay, they want to play hardball. We putting 3 people on it instead of the 1 person that was on it before. One of YNW Melly's new co-prosecutor is a woman by the name of Alexandra Buckelew, and she also prosecuted the extentation trial. Remember, in the extentation trial where she took these guys to court, took them to trial for robbing and murdering extentation, what happened? They ended up getting life in prison without the possibility of parole. She knows her way around the courtroom as well. But we have 3 of her, not just 1. And also, this is a desperate attempt, of course, for the state, because the state now has to play pickup. They got to catch up really quickly, right? So they're in court. They're supposed to have started a jury selection for this trial, for his second trial to begin. But the jury selection did not start yesterday as it was supposed to be. According to Local 10, a motion hearing was held on Tuesday in Broward County for YNW Melly, who is accused of killing his 2 childhood friends in 2018, Sack and Juvie, which were also members of the YNW rap group collective, right? Now on Tuesday, a lot of the discussion was centered in court around the fact that the former lead prosecutor is no longer allowed to be on the case, and 3 new ones are now taking the case over. Let me go ahead and say this and clear this up for everybody who's listening, because some people got it misconstrued. The lead prosecutor was removed from the case. The judge clearly said he found no wrongdoing on her part. So I don't know why there are a lot of people in these comment sections all over social media talking about, okay, so now that you removed her from the case, when is she going to go to prison? Because she was wrong. And obviously the judge found something wrong, so he removed her from the case. Stop. Stop spinning tales. Listen to the facts. The judge removed her from the case, and the judge stated why he removed her from the case. The judge clearly said he removed her from the case as a cautionary measure. He said he found no wrongdoing. Her reputation is still intact. He just removed her as a cautionary measure because if there's even a slightest possibility that YNW Melly's lawyers might call her to the witness stand when they cross-examine Moretti during the next trial that's coming up, because, you know, YNW Melly's attorneys still have it in their head that Moretti, who is the lead detective, did something wrong. And they are sticking to that accusation. So when they call her to the stand to cross-examine her, she can't be cross-examined by them and on her own case, which she is lead detective on. So in order to have that mess worked out before it even happens, the judge has removed her from the case. Now, again, a lot of the discussion that took place yesterday in court was around the fact that she is no longer the lead prosecutor and that 3 new ones are now taking over. I'm kind of upset at the state. I'm upset at the state that this lead prosecutor had this case for 5 friggin' years and they did not think to have a backup plan and a backup plan to back up that backup plan. In other words, they should have had a lead prosecutor, then they should have had a backup prosecutor, assistant prosecutor, and they should have had somebody else. What if she fell sick? What if she got in a car accident? What if she was no longer able to take the case, to bring the case to court and present the case? Somebody should have been able to step up right away that knows the case just as good as she does. And I am so annoyed that they fumbled the ball on that one. And now they're playing catch up. So they threw 3 people on it. Why didn't they have 3 prosecutors on it from the beginning? Maybe because they thought this was a slam dunk case and they would have just went to court, got a guilty verdict, and it would have been over with. I mean, they had an insurmountable amount of circumstantial evidence and whatnot. So, and forensic evidence and electronic evidence and all this other stuff. So it looked like it could have been that. But come on, you should have known that anything can happen, right? Now, Melly, who was wearing a red jail jumpsuit, he sat in court. And they said today Melly wasn't himself, his normal inquisitive self, wanting to know what's going on with everything. Today he just seemed stoic. He was just sitting there, just looking. He sat there listening on an attorney's for the state and his defense team. He sat there listening as his attorneys and the state defense all went back and forth about the retrial and when it should begin. He's just sitting there. He ain't really into anything much today. The defense argued that it should be starting soon and following rules about allowing for a speedy trial, while the state asked the judge to give time to allow the new prosecutors to get familiar with the case they are now in charge of trying. So Melly's attorneys are using this to their advantage. They're like, nah, full court press. Let's stick by the rules. We're dealing with the speedy trial rules. We want this trial on and popping right now. This is an advantage for them because once they get the lead prosecutor thrown off, these 3 new prosecutors that are about to take the case, they are going to have to be studying this case night and day, 24/7, losing sleep, lots of coffee, be up, focused in order to catch up. Remember, the lead prosecutor who had this case before had this case for years. She knew this case inside out. They don't know this case at all. So they are asking the state, please give us some time to get familiar with this case so we can move forward. Melly's attorneys are like, nah, fuck that. New trial, speedy trial, let's go. We right now. Now, the defense argued that it should be starting soon, which is Melly's lawyers, and they're sticking to the speedy trial rules. And the state prosecutors are saying, Judge, please, we need some time to get familiar with this case. This is an accusation that could carry the death sentence of the defendant who hasn't been proven guilty because they haven't met their burden. And we don't think that he's guilty. This is what defense attorney Jamie Benjamin, who is Melly's lawyer, got up and said. In other words, It's innocent to proven guilty, and y'all been treating my client like he's guilty this whole damn time, and you still haven't proven your burden that he is guilty. You aren't able to convict him. You ran through a whole trial already, came to an acquittal. Why is he still sitting here, and why are y'all letting time linger when you guys were the ones who blundered? You should have had somebody back up on this. You should be ready to go. We're ready. So that's the mood that the courtroom was in. He's the state prosecutors who just took the case over, 3 of them, they said, we just got this case 48 hours ago, and we know nothing about this case. This is what State Attorney Alex Buckelew said. And then she said, and we will still be at a disadvantage. Even if we get some time to actually look into this case, study the case and everything, we will still be at a disadvantage because Miss Bradley, who was the lead prosecutor before, who got put off the case by the judge, Miss Bradley had this case for 5 years. We will still be at a disadvantage. We have a couple of days to get to know this case that she had for 5 years. Well, jury selection will begin on Wednesday, which is today, this morning, on October 18th, after its initial, we already know that his initial trial ended in a hung jury and all that, but jury selection was supposed to start on Monday, right, which is the 16th. And Tuesday the 17th, they went to court arguing more about how the lead prosecutor got put off the case and all that. And then Wednesday, which is the 18th, which is today, they're about to actually start the jury selection. Now, it's going to be crazy because jury selection starts and it's not looking too good. The plan right now, as far as we know, is to bring in 150 potential jurors on Wednesday, this morning, and on Thursday, October 19th. 150 potential jurors to begin the process, starting with asking about hardships and continuing with all other types of questions that they'll be asking them just to see if they fit. Do you have a vendetta against law enforcement? Do you like or don't or dislike law enforcement? What are your views on law enforcement? What are your views on the court system? They'll ask them questions to see if they are people that are logical thinkers, or people that are unbiased, or people that, have you been watching this case? Did you follow the first trial? Are you up to date on the details about this case? And they'll try to see if this person is somebody who is willing to listen to the facts that are given in court and make a decision, or if this is somebody that is just biased and won't be able to listen and make a decision in court, right? So that's what's going to happen. 150 potential jurors Wednesday morning and Thursday morning will be in the courtroom, and they'll start sussing through them to try to find the 12 that they need. I guess they're going to find 12 that they need and then 12 backup jurors just in case anything happens to the 12 that they have already, or they'll have some alternate jurors, right? That schedule is still being worked out, but we are officially moving closer to the beginning of this retrial. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is all about, you might have been living under a rock, or this is just not your thing. But YNW Melly is a rapper who has become pretty famous, more so for his murder trial than for his music and entertainment. But it has bolstered the music and caused the music to go viral as well. He is facing the death penalty if he is convicted for first-degree murder in the 2018 slaying of 2 childhood friends, Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas and Anthony YNW Sack Chaser Williams. Their stage names all included YNW because they are a part of the same group, the YNW Collective, right? Which stood for Young New Wave or Young Ninja World. Most people call it a racial slur. Anyways, prosecutor says that Melly actually staged a drive-by along with his co-defendant Cortland Henry, which is YNW Bortland, and they executed two of their friends and then staged a drive-by to make it look like the ops were on them and got upon them and they got hurt that way. But what it really was in some internal strife that was going on with the group, and Melly's intention was to eliminate two of the people from the group, and this was his way to do it. And it was cold, callous, calculated murder, and he deserves the death penalty. So this is what he is going up against. We'll stay tuned. Now, a little drop in the bucket here before we go out of here. I'm following Bryson, and Bryson Paul just posted on Twitter that he said hashtag YNW lawsuit, at YNW Melly, at YNW Bortland, James at 100 Track Francois and 100K Management, Jamie King at Jamie, and he tagged all of them. He tagged 100 Track Francois, and he tagged the Jamie King, which is YNW Melly's mother. He also said that Adrian Davis, Trayvon Glass, Fredo Bang Givens, John Doe, Jacoby Mills, and Dontavius, YNW Taliban Withers are all set to appear across from YNW Juvie's mother, Leandra Phillips. YNW Sack Chasers Edwards Holodak, and all attorneys present in a mandatory case management conference at Broward County Courthouse on December 4th, following an order by Judge Carlos Augusto Rodriguez. With everyone present, the hearing will disclose facts, schedule trial, and the possibility of a settlement. This is supposed to take place at judge's orders on December 4th. And all these names I just called, to include Fredo Bang, are supposed to be there. Trayvon Glass, Adrian Davis. Y'all remember Trayvon Glass and Adrian Davis's testimony from the first trial? Trayvon Glass' testimony implicates YNW Melly and says that he did not get out of that car. He was still in that car, which that's a testimony in favor of the state. Adrian Davis was the one that said, nah, he got out of the car down the street to take a piss and he jumped in our car instead. So we don't know where Bortland went with them other two guys, YNW Juvie and Sack Chaser. Well, all of them are going to be in court at judge's order on December 4th to sit down over a hearing that's supposed to disclose facts, schedule trial, and the possibility of a settlement. The order was filed on October 12th following the motion to compel deposition hearing held that morning. We don't have anything further on that. We'll just stay following to see what is going to happen next. Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on BrainFlow TV. I'll catch y'all on the next video. I'm out. Peace.